All right, threat assessment for June 12th, 2026. Greetings. I'm in beautiful Ireland. My name's Jase. I'm the executive director for our disaster nonprofit, Jase Response. If you're watching the news, the north is a little chaotic right now. But honestly, Dublin, it's a wonderful this time of year. And while football fans around the world are focused on the FIFA World Cup, security professionals are watching a much broader picture. Major events, they bring huge crowds, increased travel, heightened security, and expanded opportunities for things like cyber activity, cyber attacks, criminal activity, and disruptive protests. So far, though, security measures appear to be effective, but the tournament is going to remain a focus for authorities throughout the summer. At the same time, the conflict in Iran, it continues to drive instability far beyond the Middle East. And while most Americans are not experiencing this through military action, we are experiencing it through rising fuel prices, higher transportation costs, renewed inflation. The greatest near-term threat from this conflict, I believe, still remains economic. Although cybersecurity officials continue to monitor for things like retaliatory cyber activity against Western infrastructure, and there's always the ever-present threat of terrorism. Another development that is receiving less attention, but the unrest in Belfast and other parts of Northern Ireland. It began as localized disorder, but I believe it reflects a broader trend visible across much of the West. Economic frustration, immigration, tensions, political polarization, and declining trust in institutions. They're increasingly manifesting as street protests and civil unrest, and honestly, Belfast is unlikely to be isolated. Similar pressures exist across Europe and North America, and history shows that social instability often spreads faster than expected when populations are already under similar strain. All right, looking ahead, hurricane season. It's one of the most likely threats to directly affect American families over the coming months as strong El Niño pressures rise. Severe weather, infrastructure failures, and localized emergencies continue to present a far greater day-to-day risk than terrorism for most citizens. So the overall assessment for this week is one of accumulating pressure. None of these developments alone suggests an imminent crisis. Together, they point toward a more volatile environment of economic uncertainty, geopolitical tension, civil unrest, cyber threat, and of course, weather-related disruption. My recommendation for this week is take 10 minutes and identify 3 locations you visit every week that could become inaccessible during a disruption. Your grocery store, your pharmacy, your workplace, your child's school, or your normal commute route. Then I want you to identify 2 alternative options for each, and I want you to practice using them. Most people, they prepare for emergencies by stockpiling supplies. Fewer prepare by preserving options. So whether the disruption comes from like a cyber attack or civil unrest or severe weather, the families that adapt fastest are usually the ones who already know where they'll go next. So don't wait until everyone else is looking for another route, another store, or another plan. Make those decisions now while you have time.